Daily Detroit is brought to you by the community. Support our work at patreon.com/dailydetroit.
Hello and welcome to your Daily Detroit for President's Day, Monday, February 17th, 2020. I'm Jer Stays. On today's show, GM is pulling out of 3 countries. Art Van is considering bankruptcy or sale. A longtime Eastern Market shop is closing. And I join Randy Walker in a visit to one of the best burger joints in Metro Detroit, Hamtramck's Motor City Sports Bar. Let's just get right into it. General Motors is pulling out of 3 countries to focus on what they are saying are higher performing markets. The automaker is shuttering their Holden brand in Australia, ending the run of a nameplate that's been around since the 1850s as a saddle maker. In Thailand, they're selling their plant to a Chinese firm and stopping the sale of Chevrolets. They're also leaving New Zealand. This will leave General Motors with no presence in any country where cars have right-side drivers. A few years ago, GM left Europe and Russia. It'll cost about $1.1 billion to wind down the operations. The company will focus their international efforts on China, Mexico, and South American countries. The Warren-based Metro Detroit icon Art Van Furniture may be for sale or declare bankruptcy. Multiple media reports say that the 190-store chain, owned by Boston-based private equity firm Thomas H. Lee Partners, is exploring their options. A Crain's Detroit business report says that action could happen as early as this week. Lee Partners bought Art Van in 2017 for $550 million. However, online competition and changing tastes may have hurt the business. Also, there's been a steady drumbeat of leadership changes since the sale. Art Van was founded by Art Van Elslander, who died in 2018 of lung cancer. Beyond being a businessman, he was a philanthropist who is widely credited for saving the Detroit Thanksgiving parade. It is believed that a group including his family may make a bid to buy the company back if the furniture behemoth goes into bankruptcy. Eastern Market continues to change as another longtime establishment is closing shop. Eastern Market Seafood at 2456 Market Street in Detroit will close February 29th, 2020, according to their social media. The reason for the closure is owner John Janevsky is retiring. He sold the building to Sanford Nelson's Firm Real Estate after a year of trying to find a buyer. The shop served both wholesale and over-the-counter seafood and sausage sandwiches, and up till now has been a place where you can leave full spending less than $10. A new 5,000-square-foot seafood shop is planned to take its place after renovation is done to bring the structure up to modern safety and building code standards. I'm told the renovation cannot be done with a tenant in place. The second story hasn't been used for 40 years. The plans are to turn it into a food production and event space. Sanford Nelson has acquired a bunch of properties in the popularly known core of Eastern Market, and a number of businesses have shuttered, moved, or retired. Last year, we had a conversation with the head of the nonprofit Eastern Market Partnership, Dan Carmody, about the soul of Eastern Market on our podcast. It's an interesting one where he talks about the plans for the market, and I will put a link to it in the show notes. Today's Detroit City FC story isn't about what is happening on the field, but an update to what happened with the field. Back in 2016, the club did something rather different. It turned to the internet to crowdfund the reinvestment campaign at Keyworth Stadium in Hamtramck. They raised more than $725,000 to fund improvements to the 1936 facility, including bleachers, locker rooms, restrooms, and lighting. It was originally planned that the money would be paid back in 6 years. In that time, the club has done well financially, and the news now is that those early investors are now paid back in full, 2 years early, and with 13% rate of return annually. There are a couple other quick bits of off-the-field club info to share as well. All of the Gold Card season tickets have been sold out for the club, and they've teamed up with the Detroit Red Wings to give fans a DCFC scarf with their ticket purchase at Little Caesars Arena. That special game is February 25th, and I'll put a link in the show notes. I'm including this one as I know how many listeners we met at TEDx Detroit last year, and it was a fun event. The popular conference that focuses on ideas worth spreading is moving from the Masonic Temple to Ford Field. The move will give them more room for live entertainment, interactive labs, and more. The 12th edition of the event will happen September 30th, and tickets are already on sale at TEDxDetroit.com. Joining me in the Daily Detroit studio, one of our men about town, Randy Walker. Good to see you, man.
Hello, hello.
So we had some culinary adventures I think we want to tell the people about, right?
Yeah, so recently we published a list of burgers on our website, just, top burgers in town, and we figured we'd try one of them.
Well, yeah, because, this is a place, to be clear, that I have gone to many a time, Motor City Sports Bar in Hamtramck. But, sir, you had not gone, and I realized from the feedback that lots of people that we know had not gone to this little corner of deliciousness on Jos Campo, just south of Holbrook. And I think the first thing to note with this one is that this is definitely a very approachable kind of bar restaurant situation. You've got pool tables. You're going to have patrons with high-vis jackets on, because they're construction workers. Like, this is a bar of the people.
Yeah, super casual atmosphere, neon lights. They've got a tub of beer behind the bar, just sitting in ice. Super, super casual, laid back neighborhood bar kind of feel.
Exactly. Now, I love that neighborhood bar feel, but I understand why if people are looking for that great experience, they might, at first pass us up. But I think this could easily be an important part of your Hamtramck night out, especially if you're looking for a new place, if you've already done Balkan House and a few other things, and you want something, especially when I think about this bar, I feel like this is a good bar to kind of get started with your night and kind of fortify yourself before you get into everything else. Because it's bar food, right?
Yeah.
But it's bar food with a twist. One of the things that I was unaware of on the menu that you just brought out like a boss was Chevapi as our appetizer.
Yeah, so Chevapi are a European sausage. They are from the Balkans, so Southeast Europe, Albania, Bulgaria, that region.
Okay, and that seems to be more of a thing. One of the great things is Hamtramck's known for its sausage.
Yeah, for sure, but these are actually a fresh sausage. So,
so what does that mean?
So that means that it's not smoked or cured or anything like that. It's just meat seasoned and then cooked directly and served from that cooking. It's not preserved or put up and preserved for later.
All right. And I remember from this, it had definitely a garlic forward kind of thing to it, which I liked.
Oh yeah, garlic is probably the predominant flavor that we got out of those particular sausages for sure.
Explain to me how this all came in front of us, how it was served, because I'll be honest, I was confused.
They are served as a portion of 5 or 10 sausages. They are kind of short and stubby, like a thumb length, but probably twice as big around.
Okay.
And then we got a side of pita with them, as well as some feta cheese. We got some marinated salad with just tomatoes and onions with vinegar and oil, and then some hot peppers as well.
I want to talk about this feta cheese for a second, because one of the things that you noted right away, and I tasted, you said this wasn't like a Greek feta. What does that mean?
Yeah, so this feta was a little creamier, a little moister. Greek feta tends to be a little drier and crumblier. This was more creamy and soft. It still fell apart, but it was creamier, and it had a little more tang to it. It was definitely reminded me a little bit of like a solidified yogurt. A little bit in flavor because of that tanginess.
It went really well with everything.
Yeah, for sure. So you just, pick up a sausage or a piece of sausage, put some cheese and maybe some pepper on one of the peppers on a piece of pita and take a bite, or take a bite of sausage and then follow it up with a bite of feta. It's really freeform how you want to eat it.
Well, yeah, and it was definitely a curveball that I didn't expect, but I'm really glad. It really elevated the bar meal, which I was surprised at.
Yeah, this isn't something you see on a normal bar menu, but I was excited to try it, so they were really good. I like them.
So the next thing we'll get into is one of the topics dear to your heart, sir. I know how you feel about fries. Wherever you go, listen, if you ever meet Randy Walker out in the field, people, you'll have to understand that this man has strong feelings about fries wherever he goes.
Yeah, I like my fries to be crispy on the outside, but kind of fluffy and soft on the inside. And the fries we got here were decent. They were waffle fries, so they have a higher surface area to get crispy anyway. So I was okay with these fries. Plus, we got a whole lot of them.
Oh my gosh, there were
so many fries.
I felt like the two of us were Scrooge McDuck diving into the vault of
we
fries.
Could have easily split an order of fries.
We maybe should have. This was a gluttonous exercise on our part, but I have no regrets. So the pièce de résistance, the thing that everyone comes for, is the burger. Now, I've got my own thoughts, but, this was your first time there. You did the mushroom Swiss bacon burger?
Yeah. It was a nice handful of burger. You know, this was definitely a two-handed burger. You wouldn't want to pick this up with one hand because of all the toppings and just the size of it, you know, it'd fall apart on you. So good size, good balance of toppings, lots of mushroom, lots of bacon. The cheese was melted well, and then it came with the lettuce, tomato garnish toppings on top as well. And so that was really good. My only criticism was that it was a little more done than I wanted to. They'll ask for the temperature you want. But overall, it was still a great burger.
So for me, when I evaluate places, I always like to go with standards and standbys. I like to have something that I can compare to other folks. And although I'm a bit biased coming into this one of the things I wanted to do, I was like, all right, well, why don't I just get like the standard cheeseburger? Straight off the bat, I think number one I loved is that the cheese was melty and ready to go. There's nothing worse than the cheeseburger when you go out somewhere, and if it is not melted, it is not like kind of into the whole burger situation, and they nailed it. It's 100% right. And then their sesame bun, the way that they did it is really good too. I think it's important to get that bun to burger to cheese ratio going and getting that right. I think a lot of places miss that.
Yeah, nobody wants too much bun with their burger, but at the same time, you want enough to actually hold the whole burger.
It annoys me so much when I get one of those like little tiny burgers and then there's this bun that's like the size of Alaska around it. And it's just like, okay, well then what? Just serve me bread.
Yeah, your first bite or two is just nothing but bread because you can't reach enough into the bun to get the burger.
Well, and I will note that my burger was actually exactly how I wanted it. So I was quite happy with that. And I'll say this right here. This is a bar burger.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's got that nice, greasy, juicy bar burger.
A little bit of char to it, yep. All that kind of stuff. And listen, there are times where that is exactly what the doctor ordered. All right, so to close this out, we got to tell the people, thumbs up or thumbs down, Randy?
I am thumbs up.
I am, of course, thumbs up too. Make sure to check out Motor City Sports Bar. It's on Joe's Campo, just south of Holbrook in Hamtramck. All right, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks to our members on Patreon who make the show possible for everyone else. We couldn't do it without you. You can join them at patreon.com/dailydetroit. With that, I'm Jer Stays. Take care of each other, and I'll see you around Detroit.